I'm Clarence.
And I'm DJ Nuna.
And you're listening to Up in the Air,
a podcast exploring the creative, social, and political world around us.
Featuring conversations with our lovely friends and special guests each episode.
Stay up in the air and come float with us.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Up in the Air. Today we are joined by the wonderful Cam Schalk. Cam is someone who Jubilee and I have the pleasure of meeting today for the first time, but definitely not the first time we've heard of her. She's a fellow student at the UW, a proud member of the Arts and Entertainment family, and a vlogger who I just learned hit 12,000 subscribers. Congratulations! But over the past year, Cam has been documenting her journey with Hodgkin's lymphoma, giving her viewers a vulnerable look at every step to the road of recovery. So Cam, we are so happy you're here talking to us on the pod. And just to start things off, how many cups of coffee have you had today?
This is my first. It's actually matcha too. I've been trying to wean off of my coffee addiction.
So. Okay, yeah, I have a very strong coffee addiction at this point. So
can you show us how big your mug is? It's huge.
Yeah. I feel like ours are equally large.
I have a very stout
Oh, that's so cute.
I like the color of it. So
yeah.
But how's it going? How are you doing today?
It's going good. I'm so happy to be here. I actually was on a different podcast the other day, and it makes it, I don't know, I love the podcast world. Like I feel like I listen to more and more these days. But yeah, I'm doing good, you know, recovering from everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Are you in Oregon at the moment?
So I actually am on the Washington side, but
okay.
So I'm just a little bit north of Portland, but the easy thing to say is just Portland.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, but I'm back home, and yeah, I'm doing classes from here right now. I'm just taking one class right now. So.
Oh, what was it that you were studying again?
I'm doing communication and anthropology, and I love both majors like equally. I feel like they're a really cool mix. So yeah, I'm doing both of those. I'm taking anthropology classes right now, just because those are kind of on the easier side. So yeah, and then I'll be graduating next March.
Hey, well, that's great to hear. I think we're on a similar timeline. Clarence and I are fifth-year students, and we're graduating in the spring. So it's great to hear that obviously like senior year is not turned out the way that everyone's expected, like both in the world and with remote learning. But I'm glad that you're almost there. Like graduation is such a huge thing to celebrate. So we're excited. And I know that you also have like a big interest in film. Have you taken any like cinema studies at UW?
That's funny you say that. I actually took one video production class, and I was so excited for it because I've been making videos. I mean, I've been uploading videos on YouTube for about 6 years, and wasn't until this past year that it started growing. But it actually was like an experimental video class, and it was a little out there, I have to say. I feel like I'm a storyteller, and my professor did not like that. She was like, I want the abstract horror movie, like just way out there. And so that it ended up being really tough. So I kind of just kept my video stuff outside of school, which I was a little bummed about. But yeah, so that was my experience with a video class.
It sounds like a DX arts class.
It was a DX arts class.
They are very experimental. And when I see people's projects, I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but it looks cool. So
you're just like sitting there like trying to absorb it. Like,
I know.
Yeah, no, I hate it when they're like, so what's the meaning of it? And you're like, what? I don't know. But speaking of making videos, so again, congrats on your 12,000 subscribers.
Thank
that is
you.
Insane. How has that journey been for you vlogging? I mean, you said you've done it for 6 years at this point. Oh my God.
Yeah, I looked at when I published my YouTube channel, and it was 6 years ago. And I mean, I was mostly just uploading stuff for myself and kind of like travel videos with my friends that we would go back and watch, but I wasn't really posting for like subscribers or anything like that. But then when I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's back in like July, August, I was like, the first day I got the call, I was like, I have to pick up the camera because that's how I'd been capturing life for the past 6 years, whether it was
Yeah.
photos or videos.
Hmm.
So I was like, this is such a big life moment. I know I'm gonna regret it in a few years if I didn't pick it up. And so I did, and that was really like a vulnerable and honest moment to capture on camera,
Yeah.
but I actually haven't gone back and watched that video. It'll probably take me a few years to be able to open it and watch it again.
Mhm.
But since I have started posting videos, it took me a month to publicly announce that I was diagnosed because it
Mhm.
was just, I needed time to process it myself.
Mhm.
And yeah, I am really happy that I started posting videos though, because I've been connected with people from literally all over the world. Like people will reach out to me from the most remote places that I've
Yeah.
never even heard of.
Mhm.
They're like, hey, my brother or sister or them themselves had been diagnosed some point in their life. And it's just cool to be able to talk to them and make it not feel like this big scary thing. Like I don't know, it kinda makes it just it brings it down and you're
Right.
like, "Okay, I can actually talk to someone about it."
Mhm.
So, yeah.
No, yeah. That's amazing to hear that your camera is really a tool to help you tell a story, and it's also like a personal diary. Like I know sometimes this is embarrassing, but I sometimes like rant to my photo booth and like Clarence is like, what the hell? But I saw people doing it on TikTok, so I tried it one time. But for real, it's great to hear that you've been posting for 6 years. I saw in your Q&A video that like Mac Barbie '07 was like a big figure. Like that was I remember a phase in my life where her and like Steal a Babe '09, I was like
Yeah.
religiously watching them. So it's amazing to see your channel grow and also just the craft of your videos. I think you have such an eye to yeah, create these stories really concisely and beautifully. Like I think it feels so cohesive and I love watching your videos. So yeah,
Thank you.
congrats again. Like 12,000 is
Thanks.
amazing.
It's such a funny thing hitting 12K 'cause it's like, I know there's people with much bigger numbers out there. You guys what, like over 100 million now, and it's like there's so much
Mhm.
content out there and all of these people, but I mean, it's just like it's just crazy. That number means so much to me. Like it doesn't in the retrospect of the YouTube world, but like it just is cool to have all of these new people.
I mean, that's
So
like a huge audience, I feel like, for anyone, like
yeah,
to imagine 12, like thousands of people listening to you and like watching your videos, that's insane. Just the
yeah,
concept of it.
yeah. It's
But
kind of scary thinking about the number and then
yeah,
actual humans.
I know, yeah, yeah. You're like, wait, there's actually people behind the screen. There
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
But when you started vlogging then, and then again more recently about your journey, was there ever a point when you felt kind of like discouraged to post videos? And I mean, I know that like being vulnerable obviously is very tough on camera, but in a way, it sounds like it was also helping you process things. And so I was just wondering, like, what was the balance between that?
Yeah. So, like I said, the I didn't post publicly for a month, and when I got that first call, I was like, I don't want to tell anyone. And I don't know why
Mhm.
that was my initial reaction, but I was just like, I don't even know how they're going to react. I didn't know how to tell them. I didn't even know what lymphoma was at the moment. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even understand what I was going through. So I wasn't ready to like share that with people.
Mhm.
So I told a small group, and then I was still picking up my camera almost every day, trying to like, yeah, it was pretty much a video diary for me, just capturing what I was going through in that moment of that day. And I just wanted to keep it like as authentic as possible.
Mhm.
And so then when I fully got my diagnosis, so I had two biopsies and multiple scans to figure out what type it was because there's multiple types of lymphoma. So then I got stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I kind of felt a like wave of peace because at that point I had my chemo plan. Like I knew it was going to be okay. So then I finalized the video and created my Instagram post, and I just uploaded it all at once and just kind of like put it out there. and then put my phone down for a few hours because I was like, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
But I kind of just, it took me a month. I was very like, I was still in denial that I was ever going to tell anyone.
Mhm.
But once I did, I was really happy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it's good that you took that month to really reflect and process it because yeah, having an online presence that is a huge vulnerable thing to do and yeah, I think even when Clarence and I started the pod, it is like vulnerable posting like your own passion project and like promoting it on your Instagram because it's like
Hmm.
everyone has like somewhat access to your life. So I was curious as to how like you overcame like the shyness of because I've definitely been there where I've made beauty videos on YouTube and it's really I get really shy being like
Yeah.
hey just posted like a get ready with me.
Yeah.
I'm curious how you overcame that like little nervousness for posting.
It's funny because there's still some videos that I upload on YouTube that I don't promote at all on
Mhm.
Instagram
Yeah.
because they're kind of more of like I don't know, more artsy pieces or more vulnerable pieces.
Mhm.
And there's still some that I get too shy to post about because I feel like Instagram is where I connect the most, but when I put it up on YouTube, I'm like, I don't know who's gonna watch it, so I'm just gonna
Right.
throw it up there.
Mhm.
So I definitely still have a little bit of that, but it definitely just took practice, like talking in front of the camera, because I look at my videos from high school and even I think I have a few from middle school, and they're so uncomfortable to watch. Like they're all privated. No one can find them, thank God. But they are so I was so cringy. One of them I had broken my wrist and I like had a wrist brace on trying to do makeup and I'm like, why didn't I just wait till my like wrist brace was off? It was just so funny. So I like to go back and look at those, but I'm glad that no one else can see them.
Dude, it's wild how like a couple years back, I when I posted it, I was like, "This is it. Like this is the shit." And then now when I look at them, I'm like, "What was I thinking?" So no, yeah, it's
Yeah.
great because I think that you just have a really great way of talking to the camera really authentically and I'm just really able to see your personality through all your videos and you also mentioned that authenticity is a really important factor of your storytelling process and your channel and I was curious as to how like do you have any like pillars that you keep for yourself for storytelling or keeping an authentic presence on online because I know it can be difficult with just social media. It's a very overwhelming space. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I my hardest thing, like hardest time to pick up the camera is when I'm not feeling good. But
Hmm.
I was like, this process is such a roller coaster. I would hate if I only picked up my camera when I was feeling good because that would totally give a skewed view of what
Right.
cancer is like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I try to pick up my camera whenever I can and just show both sides. I think that's the biggest thing for me is showing my highs and lows because I've learned that people like to see the vulnerability and when I'm like breaking down crying and I'm like this is kind of cringy to edit through and I'm like get it together Cam, part of me wants to just like cut it out, but I know that that's like what people can connect with is those
Mhm.
low moments. So I'm glad that I've been able to. I definitely, there's been days where I don't even touch my camera and I'm in bed for hours, but I don't know. I've just tried to show as much as I can without like oversharing, trying to find that balance as much as possible.
I mean,
Hmm.
I will say like every time you pick up the camera and like you have footage of yourself, you're always like fitted. Like your your outfits are out on point every time. I'm like, bro, what?
Thank you. I bought so many lounge sets because I had a couple months before chemo and I was like, what am I going to wear? I don't know why that was what went through my head. But then when I went to so I go to a clinic just in my area and everyone there is 60 up. I've talked about it in videos before. It is like me in an old folks home. Like that's what it's like every time. And people like I don't know, they just don't, I can tell that they don't feel confident, like, without their hair, and most of the older ladies, like, wear wigs and stuff like that, and I, like, wanna, like, just give them a makeover and make them feel
Yeah.
good and, like, give them some confidence. Because I mean, all I'm wearing is, like, a sweatsuit, but I kinda, I think about what I put together, like, when it comes to
Mhm.
what I'm wearing, and I feel like some of them just, like, have given up, and it makes me so sad, and I just wanna, like, give them a little confidence with, like, what they wear, and I don't know. It's such a hard thing to see sometimes, and I just wanna, like, make them feel better.
Yeah, I mean, so you've kind of touched on this previously, but like you've sort of built this community and you've met a lot of people who maybe are experiencing something similar to you. And I saw that you did a
Mhm.
Q&A recently, or I guess it was just an Instagram live with a
Yeah.
friend of yours. But can you talk a little bit about like why that's important to you to connect with people like that and also like to discuss the topic on a public platform?
Yeah. So, I a couple months into it, I was like, I just didn't have anyone to talk to. Like, I'd been connected with a couple people in my area
Mhm.
who have gone through the same diagnosis. But I was like, okay, I go to the clinic and I talk to my nurses and they're amazing. But I just couldn't connect with many of the patients because, like, they're they're just so much older than me, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it was just like I need people to talk to that are my age that are
Right.
going through it. So when I started posting videos, a few people reached out to me and were like, hey, I'm going through the same thing. And I was like, I need to start a support group. So Instagram is kind of just my platform that I know how to work. Like, I've been on it for so long. And so I created an Instagram called Blood Cancer Kids. And we don't have any leukemia people because blood cancer is leukemia and lymphoma.
Mhm.
But I found all of these people, and there's actually like 7 of us in the area. It's crazy.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
in the general, like, Portland and greater area, there's
Mhm.
like 7 of us, and I'm like, that number is way bigger than I thought.
Mhm.
Then it started just growing, and we've got girls from Canada, Australia, the UK, um, yeah, just from there's a girl from France too. All over, just yeah, it we talk almost every day. I think 30 of us now, and we just like to keep in touch. And everyone is very open, and we talk about anything and everything under the sun in there. But I love that everyone can be so honest and open. Because I was like, maybe we won't get along. Like, the only thing connecting us really is our cancer diagnosis.
Mhm.
But it just happened that everyone just got along really well. And I mean, these are people that I'm going to keep in touch with for the rest of my life now,
Mhm.
which is so cool. And so, yeah, I'm really happy that I started that, and it's been really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think just to hear like the reach of your support group, how you have people all around the world, which is amazing. And I'm sure like Clarence and I have mentioned this on another episode, but with COVID, it sucks because it is hard to meet people in person and travel. But then there's also like a lot of online ways, and it's enabled a lot more connections and relationships. So we're really glad that you're able to do you have, like, Zoom meetings or, like, Discord thing?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
we have Zoom calls, which is really fun.
No, yeah, that's great to hear, and, yeah, just to hear, like, your community growing on YouTube as well.
Hmm.
I'm curious, we talked a bit about, like, your fashion, and I think that, yeah, we see that in your YouTube videos, but how would you describe your style in a couple words? I'm curious.
I mean, I'd love to say like street style. Like, I wish I could fit that aesthetic every day because
Me
that's
too.
I love that. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm really girly, honestly, and other days I love just like an oversized t-shirt and a
Mhm.
baggy pair of jeans. That's kind of been my go-to
Yeah.
um lately. I love everything oversized.
You know, yeah, I feel
But
like Jubilee and I, since we got into actually, I will say, I'll speak for myself, but since we got
Yeah.
into like the design program, because we're both design
uh-huh.
majors, like my clothes has been slowly getting bigger and bigger each
Baggier.
year. Or my pants are get baggier, and like I'm like why is everything Carhartt now, like in my closet?
I swear, if I was artistically talented in any way, I think my only artistic talent is video making. I cannot draw or design things to save my life. But I used to go with my friend that was in the design program, and I'd help her out every once in a while with things. And then I started going to A&E and met a bunch of design people in there. And I was like, these are my people. Like, they
Yeah.
all look so cool. And
I
they're just sitting they're sitting in a coffee shop with their headphones on, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
"Oh, I wanna be friends with them."
god.
Because the Common Ants programs are great, but I was like, I feel like my heart is with the design kids, even though I don't belong there, I love
Just like
it.
spiritually you're there. Yeah.
Spiritually, I'm
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I love it. I follow so many design kids on Instagram and just, like, creep over their work, and I love it.
No, yeah, I feel like a lot of design kids on Instagram are like so it's just like the aesthetic of their like you might not even be posting anything important. It's just like their meal kind of, but like they're outside. I don't know. I'm like, wow, that's
It's
cool.
always
There's
artsy.
an aesthetic for that. It's like a picture of a fruit basket or so I don't know
Yes.
how to
Yeah.
describe it, but
But then I'm like, yeah, that's dope.
but yeah,
I
I
love it.
also saw in your Q&A. So I was like hella lurking on your channel.
That's okay.
But you talked about like manifestation and dreams for the future, and manifestation and mindfulness in general is something I'm really interested in, and I love to see how different
Mhm.
people practice it. But how, like, what's your process of manifesting something or like speaking opportunities into existence, or like what are you manifesting right now? Yeah.
Yeah, I I feel like I always heard about manifesting, but I was like, yeah, yeah, like I don't know. I
For
don't know how
real.
it's kind of like astrology.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how much to believe,
Yeah.
but I feel like my form of manifesting is just kind of I think about it a lot before bed. It keeps me up at night. That's when I'm like in manifesting mode.
Yeah.
I'll write it down. I don't know. I'll do little things like that, but mostly I'm just trying to like put myself out there with different dreams and goals and meet as many people in that realm. Like I was trying to get an internship this summer and sadly things fell through, but I was like, okay, I just got to meet them and I was just trying to like, I don't know, put my soul into it. Like it didn't I think I
Okay,
cut
you're
out.
back.
Okay, I'm
You're
There we
back.
go.
back.
There we go.
I I'm back. Um, I think that I was just trying to like put all of my energy into it and it didn't end up working out, but I feel like because I made those connections and tried to myself out there as much as possible, like I still gained a lot from it.
Right.
And I mean, I have all of these huge dreams. Most of them are like traveling. Like
Mhm.
I've been talking about going to New York for so long and
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Spencer sent me this book like right after I posted I got diagnosed. And it is this book that like illustrates all of the beautiful things of New York. And I've honestly had a hard time reading it because it makes me sad because I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to be there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know it's gonna come eventually, but with those dreams, it's hard because I can't just like book a plane ticket today.
Mhm.
But I'm just keep telling myself that it'll happen soon enough.
It'll
Mhm.
So
happen. It'll be
yeah,
you with your fits out in New York, just like
Mhm.
fitting in perfectly.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so.
I told Clarence the other day, I was giving him a little pep talk, but I was like, it's a matter of when and not if. Like it'll
Hmm.
happen. So
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you. I think manifestation in community is really important, like surrounding yourself with people that are also speaking your desires into existence and cheering you on.
Hmm.
And yeah, the traveling, it sucks. I definitely have the travel bug right now, and I dream of New York too. Like,
Yeah.
I cannot wait. But yeah, I think with your channel, I think in the Q&A you mentioned that one of your like dreams is to like keep making videos and expand your channel, and it's just great to see like you're definitely on your way, like your community's growing. I think the different types of videos like the vlogs or the Q&As or I loved your wig collection and your wrap collection video too.
Thank you.
So amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I mean, I've been making videos for so long, but now it's like it's turned into this new thing and I have this sort of following and it definitely has put a little bit of pressure on me to keep making better content and
Mhm.
keep being creative, which is hard when I'm literally stuck in my house. So I've just been trying to it's almost like challenged me in a way to start kind of seeing my house in a new way, like and trying to be creative in just one single environment is definitely it's been hard to say the least, but
Mhm.
it's been a good challenge and I'm like maybe this internship didn't work out because I'm just supposed to make videos all summer and my
Mhm.
mom was so cute and supportive and she's like what if you like book a ticket somewhere and like film it all and she was being really supportive about it
I
and
love that.
that was so cool because I mean I was scared she's going to be like try to find another internship but she was like why don't you make more videos and that
Mhm.
was really cool so
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like you get a lot of joy out of doing that. I feel like, I mean, Julie and I have been looking for internships for like, gosh, because we're about to graduate, so it's just always floating around. And it's just so
yeah.
stressful. It's so like so much pressure to do that. So yeah, I'm glad that you've have found some peace like making the videos, and
Hmm.
that's so cool that your mom's supportive. Like I was
Yeah.
wondering like how does your family kind of react to the vlogs and like all
Do
the
they watch like
videos?
every video and stuff?
They do now. Like, before they
Okay.
used to be like, "Oh, that's her little hobby," you know? But now, like, my mom will talk to her friends and be like, 12,000? Like, what? Like, I can hear her. She just kinda, like, freaks out, and then when I got my first, like, monthly payment, they were like,
Mhm.
"Oh, whoa, this is like a job." Because
Yeah.
I've done freelance gigs, like, I get paid for weddings and doing commercial work and stuff like that, but they were like, whoa, like YouTube's paying you for like
Yeah.
content? And I was like, yeah, like people can make a living off of it, which is a whole new world that I'm trying to figure out. But
Mhm.
that part they were kind of like, oh wow, okay, this is like she's doing this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like the paycheck is the validating thing for parents.
Yeah, which is so sad. I wish that I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah.
wish it wasn't that way, but I think that it kind of opens their eyes and they're like, oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember like doing because I do like freelance photography sometimes, and so like when I did a gig, and then my mom was like, "Well, like you take pictures for fun." And I was like, "No, like I can do this like
And
for
get
work
paid.
too. I can get paid." And she'd be like, "Oh, like okay, I see. Like okay, that's cool." And then she'd be
Yeah.
like, "Can you do photos for me?" And I'm like, all right."
Yeah. I'm curious, is becoming like a full-time content creator like something you see for yourself in the future?
I mean, I'd love for it to happen because, like, making videos is what I love to do, like, whether it's traveling and I've loved doing it for other companies, but there's always a creative restraint doing it for because a company can hire you and they love all of your content, but the video that I make has to tell their story and be fitted to them.
Right.
So there's always some sort of like, I don't know, there's just a wall that kind of like stops me from doing my full creative
Mhm.
whatever all of the visions that I have for it. So doing my own work, like I just have full creative freedom and it's so fulfilling for me. Like I swear I go and read every comment and I respond to every person. I try my best to respond to every person on Instagram or
Mhm.
whatnot because I just love connecting with new people
Yeah.
and this is just such a unique way to do it. So I definitely would love to do it. I don't know how sustainable it will be. I'm like I went to college for 4 years. I'd love to have an experience in the job world, but I'm like, shoot, what if that works out? That would be I mean, it would be amazing. But I'm
Mhm.
kind of just I'm not banking on that being my future right now.
No, yeah, it's hard. Like I've definitely heard of YouTubers talk about because they a lot of them do have traditional like 4-year college experiences and then are able to dabble in their field for a little bit but end up doing content creation. But I think since you're majoring in comm and anthro, I feel like it's a great opportunity to like integrate that into like your videos, and I think it shows through like your values as a person. Like I think one of my favorite content creators is a designer, so even though none of her videos are about being a designer, it's you can just see like their little doodles or like just the way that they think. So we're excited for you though. Like we're
Thank
here to
you.
support and we're gonna keep watching your videos and stuff.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think we are around like the 30-minute mark, and we want to, well, I have two questions. So a song of the week, and since I know you're into film, I'm curious as to what your all-time favorite film is as well.
Oh, my favorite film.
That's such a tough question, though.
I sometimes ask that and I feel bad because
I feel like
I
when you ask that, like I know that I can't answer it for myself. So
I
I'm like,
asked Spencer. Spencer said School of Rock.
oh gosh. What, that doesn't even surprise me for some
Yeah,
sad
it does
reason.
not surprise me.
I actually have this question prepped because I worked at summer camps for so many years, so
Mm.
that's always an icebreaker.
Mhm.
I love, well, it's so conflicting now, but Call Me by Your Name is like my favorite
It's hot.
movie of all
Damn.
time.
I'm
It
shook by
just
that.
because
That
I love
all that.
Italy, I love the soundtrack, I love, Timothy
Timothy.
Chalamet. It just,
Damn.
it's
Yeah.
got it all. So
Mhm.
that one, and I also love Baby Driver because I love the soundtrack
mm.
of that movie. It's so good.
Yeah, that movie is really fun. And also speaking about Call Me by Your Name for the Britney event, which I'm happy you got to tune in for that. But
Yeah.
during our tech run, we were kind of going through, the portion of the event where we did like the movie scenes.
Hmm.
Um, so we had Call Me by Your Name. It was like the peach scene.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
But then like she was like, guys, I'm for the gays, but I haven't seen that movie, and I also haven't seen La La Land. Like she was like, I haven't seen any of these like movies. Like don't get mad at me. And then we took it
That's
out and then
funny.
we replaced it with it was like Mamma Mia or some shit. But
Wait,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
dead. I feel like it's maybe good that she didn't know that peach scene. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what I would
honestly.
have done in that. That's like
yeah, that would have
her
been
in
a
the
tough one.
room. Yeah.
That
I'm
would have
always just like, it's a work of art. It's a work of art.
Yeah.
I just like think about that.
yeah, like Army Hammer is a human being in that movie. Like
That
Yeah.
2021 just keeps surprising us. Like that was is wild that that happened. But
And then his wife coming out, I was like, okay, I can't.
oh
I
god,
can't.
and his agent dropped him. Like,
uh,
okay, something's happening.
Confirming.
yeah, it's a mess. But as for a song of the week, yeah, did you think of one? Did you have one that's on repeat?
I did, and I hate that I found it off of TikTok. I just,
Hey,
I'm
it's
so
all good.
sorry.
I'm here for
Hey, it's
TikTok
okay. It's
personally.
okay. We're in
It's
the
so
same boat.
entertaining. It's so
It's so
entertaining.
Yeah.
addictive.
But I love the song "The Spins" by Mac Miller. Like
Mm,
that, I didn't know
Mhm.
that song. I listen to The Divine Feminine all the time. That's like my favorite album by Mac. But The Spins is like such a fun song. I've definitely had that one on repeat.
Mhm.
that's lovely.
No, yeah. I think my song of the week last week was also I discovered it from TikTok. So they're on the trends, honestly.
They are.
But yeah, I love Mac Miller. It's wild to think that around a year ago was when Circle dropped, and they
Mhm.
released that. So it's very emotional thinking about that time in life.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Clarence, I can go next.
Okay.
I would say my song of the week. I'm just in a music funk where I feel like everything I'm listening to is really repetitive and it's hard for me to like really enjoy music. But so I was like looking into SoundCloud and I found this really good mix that was featured on the Selection Radio, and it's a remix of Notorious B.I.G.'s song with Her Side Story
Mm,
by Gold Link, and it's my favorite thing right now. It's super good. I'll send y'all the link after, but I think I've been really getting into remixes because it's just something new. So yeah.
that's
SoundCloud's such a good place for it. I
Mhm.
always used to find my music off of SoundCloud actually, and feel like it's so underrated. Like there's some really
Mhm.
good artists on there who haven't like gone to Spotify yet. Like the Put Your Records On by Rit Momney. Do you know that song?
Yeah, I saw that
So
on TikTok too.
so that song blew up on TikTok, but I've been listening to him for like 4 years, and I actually saw him in concert, and there was like 10 people in the crowd. It was a little bit awkward at how small it was. And now I'm like, he's TikTok famous and okay, but I found him off. I know his secret SoundCloud account. Like,
Mhm.
I've been there.
Dang. No, yeah, Clarence and I just talked about this, but TikTok really enables people's careers, which is amazing, like especially
Mhm.
for music and like small businesses. But yeah, that's so special that you got to attend like a 10-person little
It was
concert.
I don't
it was
know
a
what I
little
would do.
weird.
That's like super
Like,
intimate.
Well,
do
because
I
I
just
was like,
stand like?
yeah, do I like belt the songs or do I like play it cool? It was like in this trendy Portland like concert venue too, so it was
Mhm.
like everyone there was so cool.
I feel
Yeah.
like because if you like sing with him, he would definitely like be able to hear
He
you.
could hear it,
Like
yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, it was a little like I was like, I can touch him. That's just a little too close for
you're like, do
comfort.
I rush to stage or no?
Yeah.
um, okay, wait. Speaking of TikTok, I don't know. I have beef with TikTok because
Me
I have
too.
turned off the notification.
Bruh,
Mm.
I had
please.
this problem for so long. I turned off all notifications, but again, it just told me that Jubilee
Oh,
just posted a new video. I'm like, why are you telling?
wait,
Jubilee.
Clarence, just unfollow me, please.
I was
I
like,
really hate when people I know follow me on TikTok because I'm like, but I need to change my username. It's the same as Instagram, so it's not their fault. But yeah.
okay.
I
Anyways,
tried. Oh, sorry. I now I'm on TikTok rant. I tried to post a viral TikTok for David Dobrik because I'm one of those girls. I just love David Dobrik,
Mhm.
but he never saw it, so I've got beef with TikTok too.
Man, he should like give you a Tesla or something. Like
I don't even want a Tesla. I just want to like hang out with him and like eat Chipotle with him or
Mhm.
something
yeah.
simple. I
I
was
mean,
like,
I
don't give me a car.
he can definitely plug with the Chipotle. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope that he sees your video one day. I hope the algorithm figures it out.
One day that would be so cool. Probably not on TikTok. I'd rather him like see my YouTube videos or something
Mhm.
like that. I don't know. TikTok is kind of scary.
yeah,
It's really scary. Uh,
we did
Okay.
have
Oh, I was gonna say, what's
all
your song?
uh, no, I was gonna say just real quick for Amy, we did have conversations around David Dobrik. So I don't know, maybe that could happen,
maybe in
maybe
the
not,
future.
maybe. But for my song of the week,
I love him.
yeah, he's awesome. um, so for my song of the week, I was listening to or I was watching the versus competition thingy yesterday on
Mhm.
Instagram Live. It's like Swiss Beats and Timberland. He like they have this kind of they had a like a beat duel kind of thing on Instagram Live, but then they've made it into like a full on platform, and now they have like artists kind of like going back and forth playing their best hits. So it's like the biggest artist in the world. But they had D'Angelo on yesterday, who
Ooh.
I am like that's like one of my favorite artists, and so my song of the week is "Send It On" by D'Angelo. It's like the grooviest. It's like the best. I think it's one of my favorite songs of all time. So
Oh
I
wow.
need to go
highly
listen to
recommend it.
it.
Yeah, it's such a vibe. I think his whole album is a vibe. And D'Angelo is just like he's like a legend, dude. He came out with 2 albums and then he took like a 15-year hiatus and then he came back with another album and then just won a Grammy and I was like, yeah.
Damn.
So
The best
That's
artists do that.
awesome.
For real.
yeah.
Like I'm
So
waiting for Rihanna to drop her shit.
I've actually been listening to Anti a lot, like or
Mhm.
Anti. Is it Anti? Why did I say
I think
Anti?
I
I don't know.
I don't actually know. What do I
I
think
feel like it's
it's
Anti. I don't
Might have
know.
been anti.
But I've been listening to that a lot and it takes me back to senior year of high school.
Mhm.
Like just yeah, that
Dude,
I don't know. The
Did you
the
see
memories.
song
her? Have you seen her in concert or no?
No,
Okay,
sadly.
I have.
wait, when?
Like for that album when she toured.
Oh.
But it was funny because so my buddies in high school, I went to O'Day High School, which is like
Wait.
an all guy high school. predominantly white as well. And this is like around the time Travis Scott was blowing up, and so they're like, yo, let's go get tickets to the Travis Scott concert. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll go with you guys, right? And we go to the concert, and then I'm like, wait, it's not a Travis Scott concert, it's a Rihanna concert
Wait.
that he's opening for. And then so they're like, do we stay for the Rihanna part? And I was like, do we stay for the Rihanna part? Are you
Wait, that's wild that he was like opening for her, and now
Yeah.
he's huge. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
crazy.
I dream of that. But yeah, Cam, thank you again so much for taking time out of your morning. It was so great
Oh,
to meet you, even if it's virtually. I hope after COVID we can like do something with A&E or something, like go thrifting.
I know. I miss that. Like, I want to say like stinky little room because
So small.
it's so hot. Sometimes it would be overflowing, and I would be sweating. Like, I'm like, is everyone else sweaty or is it just me?
It's always like it's like when it's cold outside, so you have all your like jackets, like your winter shit
Yeah.
on, and then you go in the office. It's so cramped. There's nowhere to sit. Like
Or
everyone's
sitting on the floor, like
Yeah.
yeah.
I miss those days though. Those are the best.
Yeah, that's lovely, man. I'm like we haven't stepped foot in the office like ever as I guess like Amy. I mean like as a program coordinator or as a designer. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
one day.
One day, man, I feel like my best college memories were in the office. Like back when it was like Perry and Aiden and like Wen and oh yeah, I
Mhm.
miss those people.
I'm like,
Sweet.
oh, so sad.
I know, it makes me feel nostalgic.
But again, yeah, thank you so much, Cam. It was such a blast to talk to you, and
Yeah,
we just wish you all the best with your channel, with your health, and
thank you.
all the manifestations that you might have out there.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of
No,
them.
thank you so much. This was so fun and I am so excited for people to hear it.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, thank you everyone again. We will have all of Cam's links down below. Instagram, YouTube, all that jazz. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.
Peace.